Gliwice is one of the most interesting cities in southern Poland. It is not as popular as Krakow or Wrocław, and it gets the advantage of this. And unlike many small European cities, Gliwice can be called a very diverse place where history and modernity are organically combined. Hello everyone from Gliwice, and today I'm exploring this southern Polish city, and of course it will be a nice beginning of this video near this radio station. It's a wooden radio station in Gliwice. It's one of the main symbols of this city, and there are several reasons why it is so known. First is because of Second World War, and we can even say that it is the place where the Second World War started, because the first person died exactly here. It was one day before the Second World War, on the 31st of August, because Germans, their SS part of German troops, they made a provocation here, faked a provocation here, like Polish soldiers. They attacked this radio station because at that time Gliwice was a part of Germany, and for Nazi Germany it was a formal reason to start the Second World War. So we can say that exactly here was the start of this great disaster of humankind. But also it is a second reason why this radio station is a symbol of Gliwice, and it's because of architectural part. It's the highest tower in the whole world, wooden tower in the whole world, and also it is the highest wooden construction in Europe. Of course, the reason why Germans chose wood to construct this radio station isn't because they wanted to make the highest wooden construction in Europe. It's from the constructive elements of this building, because the same construction that would be made from metal, it will not transmit radio waves, so of course they decided to choose wood. It's a Siberian wood that was used to construct this tower. As for now, it's not working as a radio station, but it's also like a communication tower. You can find a lot of transmitters on it, and you can also find a museum of radio and of this radio station near it. You can go and watch some exponents from the middle of 20th century. And it is also a great idea to come here right now, because maybe soon it will be destroyed, because as we know in nowadays, it is 50 to 20 years before, as we suppose, it will be destroyed just by time. And if you want to come and see by your own eyes this unique European and Polish building, you should go in these years, and also you can find a really nice park near this radio station, and also here is a park with some musical instruments where you can learn how the waves work, and it looks really nice, especially for kids, but for adults too. And if you think that the Eiffel Tower is constructed without some sense and it is too boring, you can definitely come here to Gliwice and look to this wooden tower, wooden radio tower that looks really nice and have a lot of sense here. And if we will be talking about Gliwice, this city has a beautiful reputation. It's one of Silesian cities. Here we can find a lot of different towns, I think nearly 100 of different cities. It is a very developed region of Poland, but when someone comes to Gliwice, he usually really likes it. Different people with different lifestyles, with different situations. All my friends and colleagues said about Gliwice that it's best city to visit in this region. Today I am here for the first time in my life. I came here to explore it, so let's go to find why the city is so exciting. Gliwice has a really charming city center, or rynek in Polish, and we can find a lot of beautiful buildings right here. To be honest, Gliwice is a very old city. It was founded in 13th century as a city. City rights was gained to Gliwice, I think in 1276 or something like that. But for a long time it wasn't a major city of this region. It was an average city right before 19th century, when a lot of minerals was found here, some such as coal, and also it became a center of industry, chemical industry, some machines and other factories were founded here also, and it was a time of great wealth of this city. It was in 19th, since the beginning of the 12th century. In this period, a lot of beautiful buildings were constructed in the city, but in the city center we can find planning from the medieval times, and of course we can find a lot of city walls right now, but inside of this medieval city walls, almost all streets are the same as it was in 14th century, in 15th century, and it looks really nice. On the market square of Gliwice we can also find a city hall, and to be honest, not in any medieval city. Now we can find city halls. A lot of them were destroyed, especially in the Second World War. But when it is a town hall in a medieval city, it looks really nice. And when I was walking here in Gliwice, I thought that it looks really great here, because we can look on this market square, and it looks more complete, more interesting. To be honest, this city hall wasn't the same in medieval times. It appeared in 15th century, but it burned a lot of times and were reconstructed a lot of times too. Now we have variants from 19th century or from some reconstructions from the beginning of 12th century. And what is interesting is that this town hall it looks completely different depending on wealth of this city, because when it was poor times for the city, this town hall was reconstructed lower, and if it was a good time for Gliwice, it was built higher. Now it is made in style of classicism, and I think it looks great on this city center. And also in the city center of Gliwice we can find a really interesting fountain, and it is a fountain of Neptune, who is riding on a dolphin. If we look to this dolphin, it's looking really strange, but I checked, it is really dolphin. Why is it located in Gliwice? And the answer is pretty simple, to mention the connection between Gliwice and cities on the Baltic Sea. Quite a strange connection if we will look at the map, because Gliwice is located on the south of Poland, and it is quite far away from Baltic Sea, but this fountain was constructed with a channel, Gliwice channel. At this time it was a Kladnicki channel, and it gave a connection between Gliwice and Baltic Sea by water. So even now we can go to Gliwice Marina and have a trip on some boats, but now it is November already, so not the best time for sailing. So I think I should definitely visit this city when it will be a little bit warmer. Anyway, in Gliwice we can find a lot of unique and uncommon places. And I will go to one of these places right now. I will go to a palm house or palmernia. Palmernia or Palm House appeared in Gliwice in the 19th century, during the time of active exploration of different continents. Then it was a trend in Europe to bring various curiosities from long journeys and to build gardens with exotic plants. This happened in Gliwice, which at that time was a developed German city. First, greenhouses were created, and a real palm house was built after the First World War. It was necessary to completely rebuild it from scratch after the destruction in 1945. Despite the name, you can find not only palm trees, but also many other exotic plants, including a very impressive collection of cactuses of various sizes. Not so long ago, 4 aquariums were built in the Palm House. They represent the inhabitants of the Amazon River, Lake Tanganyika, Asian and Polish rivers. And it is no coincidence that the Palm House has become a very popular place for people from different parts of the country. This is an unusual place where you can spend several hours. The building itself is located in the center of the Chopin Park, which is also worth visiting, especially in the warm season. Of course, after any walking trip in a city, you will want to eat something, and here in Gliwice you have a really nice place to do it. It's Restauracja PKP, or restaurant of railway. And here you can find some models of trains, and here also trains are delivering all cold beverages, so you can order, for example, beer or juice, and it will be delivered by a train. It looks fantastic. Of course, a lot of people come here with kids, but even if you are already not a child, and even if you don't like train so much, even in this way, it will give you a smile, because you can find really nice emotions from this place. And nevertheless, it's also very tasty, with good solid portions of food, really nice menu here, also with local food, with regional dishes, and I think if you will travel to Gliwice, you should definitely try some dishes exactly here, because this place looks and also tastes so nice. That's all for today. Subscribe to this channel and see you in next videos. Bye.